Welcome back. It's our Friday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk. We call this the A segment each and every Friday. And we want to let you know that this segment is also, too, brought to you by Lindsay and Associates with locations in Fayetteville and also in Rogers and also, too, Locomotion. Want a good place to take your kids? Try Locomotion. It's located in Fayetteville, just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. And if you don't get a chance to catch us here on our live stream of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk, you can catch us on iHeartRadio as we podcast each and every day from our buddies of iHeartRadio. I want to give a big thank you. And we're going to continue on. We've been doing it all week with the SEC Fall Camp Update. And we're heading down to College Station, Texas to catch up with our good friend of AggieYield.com, Fletcher Whiteley. Fletcher, welcome to the Hill, my man.
Thank you for having me, Woo Pig Suey.
Tell me how things are going. I know Coach Sumlin and that offensive staff are trying to figure out who this year's quarterback is going to be. Have you guys had any indication of, which name is starting to, come to the forefront to lead you guys out a week from, I believe, tomorrow versus the UCLA Bruins?
Yeah, the game's next Sunday against UCLA. Right now, we think the quarterback is going to be Nick Starkel, a redshirt freshman who A&M recruited. The only reason why they went after him was because of the Kyle Allen, Kyler Murray transfers, and they were able to get him in pretty early on. He looks like he's going to win the starting job over Jake Kubinak and then freshman sensation Kellen Mond. The main question, though, is if Starkel can hold on to the job. If A&M starts faltering down the stretch, well, Kellen Mond might get tossed into the fire. So even if A&M announces the quarterback today, by the time Week 7, Week 8 happens, they might have a new quarterback taking the reins.
I know one position where you guys are really secure at, and that's at the running back spot with sophomore sensation Travion Williams. I had a chance to watch him in last year's Southwest Classic versus Arkansas. Travion had a big year, rushed for over, I believe, 1,000 yards. How has he continued to develop at that spot? And also, too, who are going to be some guys that the SEC fans across the country need to keep an eye out on for the numbers 2 and 3? Because it takes more than one in this conference at that position.
Yeah, Travion Williams is going to be kind of the feature back of the offense. He was freshman sensation, looked really good. He's put on a lot of really good weight going into the season. But they also returns to some other pretty good running backs. I think Keith Ford returns as well. But the one guy though that everyone needs to kind of keep an eye on is actually not a running back. It's a wide receiver named Jamon Osbach. He's going to be starting, and throughout the entire fall practice camp, he has been all that and a bag of chips as well. He has looked really good.
A guy also, too, that I know is going to really be one of the faces, and if not, he could be the face of this entire Texas A&M team, and that's junior sensation Christian Kirk. Talk about Christian, and do the offensive staff, Coach Sumlin and those guys, even have more that they're going to add on Christian's plate as the offense progresses on this upcoming season?
Well, I think they're going to have to probably for the offense to be successful. Whether Texas A&M fans like it or not, they need to enjoy this probably last season with Christian Kirk. He's projected to be a top 15 pick in the draft next year. This is probably it for Kirk at A&M. They need to find ways to get him the ball. I don't care if it's on a shovel pass, a reverse, screen, or a home run ball. They're going to have to find ways to get him the ball because he is the playmaker of the A&M offense.
When you look at this team defensively, two great ones at the defensive end spot in Hall and Garrett. You look at Armani Watts and also Zay Colvin and those guys. How's this defense going to progress when you lose that type of talent? And you guys lost some pretty good secondary and linebackers as well.
Yeah, but they did recruit. They did get some good linebackers. They got Anthony Hines from the last recruiting class. He's going to start. And I know people say, well, freshmen linebacker aren't ready, but he did enroll in the spring, so he was able to get spring ball as well in there. So he's got the extra practices under his belt. He'll probably be a starter. The defensive tackle position looks really strong this year. They've got Coven, like you said, and then Kitty Moten's a guy who redshirted last year, but he was a star recruit at Mississippi State, who then transferred into A&M. So that could be a name to watch as well. The defensive end, I mean, it's hard to replace the number 1 draft pick.
Right.
They're going to try to maybe just get at least half of what Myles Garrett brought on the table of Fleming Cunningham. We'll see. That's one of A&M's weakest spots, but the weakest spot probably on the entire defense is quarterback. As Arkansas fans know, Austin Allen threw for a ton of yards on A&M. He could replicate that against this A&M defense passing. If I'm an Arkansas football team this year, don't run the ball like you did on A&M this year. Throw it over their head. That's probably the best way to score on this A&M defense.
Fletcher, I want to talk about a position that really is big-time key. You know, there's always 3 phases to a football program, and you guys have a very secret, very dangerous weapon. I shouldn't say secret. And Shane Trapuka, talk about his ability when it comes to that kicking game to be able to put the opposing team's offense in a real big or bad situation as far as his punting ability.
Well, Shane comes from a football family. His grandfather's number is actually retired with the Denver Broncos. He was a walk-on Under Armour All-American from Allen, Texas. Obviously, Arkansas has recruited a lot of kids from the Allen High School. I think he had a quarterback from there just a few years ago.
Right.
But he came in. He won. He got the starting job after Drew Kaiser left, and so he was able to. And he's been able to flip the field when he's needed. Yeah, his weaknesses probably is when he doesn't punt well. It's bad. I mean, there hasn't been a solid middle ground yet, and so every time when he punts, it's kind of an adventure. But more times than not, it's better than bad.
Talking with Fletcher Whiteley of Aggies.com here on the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. Want everyone to know this segment is brought to you by Lindsay and Associates with locations in Fayetteville and also 2 in Rogers and also 2 Locomotion. You want a place to take your kids, have a good time? Try Locomotion. It's located in Fayetteville just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. And lastly, if you don't get a chance to catch us here on our live stream of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, be sure and catch us on iHeartRadio each and every day. And like I said again, I want to say a big shout out to our buddies there at iHeartRadio. But Fletcher got about a minute and a half, and lastly, I want to talk about Kevin Sumlin. It was at the SEC meetings a little over a month or so ago. The athletic director comes out and says, Coach Sumlin has to win, and he knows that. Do you get the sense that Coach Sumlin and that staff feel a little bit of the hot seat pressure that's been building here over the last months with the way things finished last year, losing 5 of your last 7?
Well, you can't get a gas grill hotter than the hot seat right now that Kevin Sumlin has right now. I mean, they're looking at probably. I mean, he needs to win probably 8 games, maybe 9 games, or else. I mean, that buyout just went down $5 million. And it's looking around $10 million to buy him out. It's over if he doesn't win 9 games. The honeymoon is over. He's gone. And I mean, A&M fans are fed up. They're fed up with these bad losses to the Ole Misses at Mississippi State. They're tired of getting their butts kicked at LSU. They're tired of just losing games that, even though they're the far better team, and they still find a way to lose. If someone doesn't win this year, and I mean he's got to win 8 or 9 games, it's over. He's done, and there's really no 2 ways around it.
Well, Fletcher, as always, I love taking time out to talk a little Aggie football. We'll catch up same time next week, and we'll start getting that breakdown as you guys head out to Inglewood to take on the UCLA Bruins a week from this coming Sunday. But as always, my man, thanks for taking time out on the Hill.
Thank you very much, and woo pig suey.
That was our good buddy, Fletcher Whiteley of Aggies.com, talking a little Aggie football. Man, if you're Kevin Sumlin, this can't be a very comfortable situation to be in. 8-9 wins with the schedule that I'm seeing. They have one of the more difficult, schedules in this year in the SEC. And whoo, I just hope that he can hold on somehow. But I'm like Fletcher. Looks like the end is near there for Coach Sumlin in College Station.
Fletcher kind of sounded like a Hog fan right there. He had a little excitement like he wanted us to win the game this year down there.
You caught that as well?
Yeah, he whoop pig soon. Like, okay.
Whoop, what's that?
Whoop pig, I couldn't even get it out.
Well, hey, we're going to step away. We've got Coach Kurt Anderson. We'll hear what he has to say coming up. We caught up with him, and we'll let you hear what he said. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins. Back in a moment.